Okay, we're in round one. We have the choice. We're going to play first. And yeah, we'll keep this. This is fine. Don't have a blue mana, but keeping busy early on here. No 2-drop. I think there's a pretty good shot. I probably just want to play Minister as a 3-drop 2/3. I feel like getting a bunch of pressure out there right now is probably what I mean, considering we have a grip full of tricks and removal, I think it's just the right move. I can't think of a ton of green and white X1s beyond like Dramoka. Like the green one in particular, I can't think of a bunch of green X1s. There's the Servant to the Scale, but even that one's like not that great to kill. It's great to kill if it's on its own, maybe, but so I've got the out for the morph. I've got the out for a other stuff. Okay. I don't mind Deathwinding that. Otherwise, I probably I guess technically I could just swing with Minister of Pain. I think we just... Well, if I just swing with Minister of Pain, I can coat with Venom if he blocks. I kind of want to keep both my creatures right now because I've got all these tricks and removal. I think I'm just going to Deathwind it. Actually, it might be smarter to just do it for one, leave coat with Venom up. I don't know why I would have to leave coat with Venom up, but I'm going to do it anyway. I just kind of don't want to trade for a Artillerist and don't want to bank on him blocking my Minister of Pain. I mean, the nice thing is Hand of Silmagar can continue to attack into big dudes. Yeah, like this is fine. I've got coat with Venom, so I don't mind any outcome here. Alright. Thankfully, you took the bait, so it's kind of nice. Finally got my blue mana, but a couple double blue spells in here right now. Guess I can swing with the Hand of Silumgar. I might just defeat the Dunecaster. I mean, I don't have to do it pre-combat, but... Alright. So, I guess I mean, if we draw another island, we're in pretty awesome shape. Ojutai summons into holding up a Silumgar sorcerer. Seems like it's going to go a long way. Okay, Sky Captain. Certainly a fine card. Guess I would have preferred to defeat that, but I'm pretty surprised with that attack. I feel like I'm pretty far ahead on this board. It seems pretty dangerous for him to do that. That's interesting too. Kind of tempted to not swing with Minister. Well, not swing now and play Silumgar Assassin. But he likely has a follow-up play. Alright, I think I just swing with Minister and then morph my Silumgar Assassin. And let's try and remember, morph is on the bottom. Let's not make the mistake. Not with Silumgar Assassin. That would be a big problem. Alright, and he takes it. Okay, morph. There we go. Alright. Leaving 3 mana up. So it looks like he wants to be able to move a counter. So I can trade my Hand of Silumgar. But I kind of like being able to attack into my... I see the issue, though. So if I block the Quartermaster, he presumably has to move the counter right away, or he loses value. Which I kind of like. But Hand of Silumgar can, well, he's always going to be able to block with the Sky Captain anyway. I think I'm going to actually block this. Make him move the thing right. Because if he moves it to the Sky Captain, then Assassin, I feel like, gets quite a bit better. Because I could presumably kill Sky Captain, pump this, and get in for 3, and he can't block it. I just want to see how he moves the counter. Oh. Or he gives his guys indestructible. Well, it's probably better than trying to destroy it. There's our second mana. Interesting. Did get to draw some cards off of that. So I can play Ojutai's Summons. Start to build my board. I think I do that rather than... I mean, another thing I can do is unmorph now. Kill Manifest. Swing both. He blocks here. Or I can kill Manifest, swing with Minister. See if he blocks. If he does, he gets more counters, but I think I want... Can't decide what's better. If I do summons... But then he might be able to move counters and I put his guys out of reach. I think I have to kill this now. I do want to kill the 3/3 though. So I think we just swing with Minister again. It was a Pinion Feast. Okay. Still not blocking. Guess he could move a counter. Is that what he's going to... Okay. All right. I got to say, I'm pretty surprised he's on this beatdown plan. Okay. So he does run Jamoka Warriors. Good to know for our Minister. All right. So I can play summons here. Start to keep back his Sky Captain. Otherwise, I can just swing with Minister. He probably trades with Jamoka Warrior, but maybe I'm okay with that. But he has to bolster on this. I guess I would prefer he bolsters on the Jamoka Warrior. I'm going to play the summons and pass. All right. Still attacking with his flyer, which is pretty concerning, actually. No creature play. That's good news. So let's get another Ojutai summons. So now I can leave up Enhanced Awareness and Silumgar Sorcerer. I guess I should have kept that land in case I draw 3 spells. Probably should have thought about that, but alright, we're going to swing with our Monk here. Still not quite sure what he's got. I mean, is it like Enduring Victory for one of our monks? Oh, Pinion Feast. Well, double Pinion Feast main deck is pretty concerning, actually. We don't even have that many flyers, but it's certainly good in this spot. Alright, I guess his Dromoka Warrior gets bigger, but it's not the worst. It's not great either. He can move another counter on his Dromoka Warrior, though. So, may have to double block, unfortunately. Which isn't great. I guess if he swings both, though, I can crack back for potentially lethal. I might just take... Yeah, I was going to say, if he swung with the Warrior 2, I think I might have just taken it. So now we at least get to leave up a counterspell or this. So if he's got a creature, we've got the out for that. No creature, and we draw 3, which is nice. Alright, so we just dump a land. Okay, so now we can play Construct and Goblin and leave up Silumgar Sorcerer, so I guess that's kind of nice. Let's swing with Monk. So let's play Goblin first. Play the Construct to sack our Goblin. Leave up the Silumgar Sorcerer. I think regardless of whether he plays a creature or not this turn, we're going to cast the Sorcerer. Because it does seem like he's swinging fairly often with his Sky Captain. Sunbringer's Touch. So, can't stop that. He's going to bolster. He has to bolster on his Quartermaster, though, so I guess that's okay. He doesn't have lethal. I mean, I'm going to have to do some blocking, but I think we're still okay. No attacks. That's interesting. Kind of don't want to counter that. It's not worth countering. And Silumgar Sorcerer is not lethal now, I don't think. If I counter that, yeah, because I still have to exploit something. I guess he just resolves it. I mean, it can block Silumgar Assassin, but so can Sky Captain. Alright. I think we just hold on to that. pass another turn here. No reason to swing with Construct, I don't think. I mean, if I swing with Construct, does he just trade with the Dromoka Warrior? Maybe I'm okay with that trade, although I don't know if I am. Although he can put 2 counters on it now. One card left in his hand. Maybe we do swing with Construct. Oh, I've used a lot of time too. This has been kind of a war of attrition. I mean, essentially the only reason I was even offering this trade was because he has the Salt Road Quartermaster. So being able to move counters around for him is actually a really nice ability. If I could just find a way to do something about... Well, he'd still be able to move counters, I guess. So I basically have to look for a good opportunity to Silumgar Sorcerer. Yeah, actually, Minister of Pain seems really good against him. Not insane, but he does have Artillerist and Dromoka Warrior, so at least a couple good targets to hit. I don't even have too many flyers, like I said, for his double Pinion Feast, but certainly good against some of them. Another Whisper, well, it's really not worth countering. So now I guess he could move a couple counters to it, but... in fact, he can move the 2 counters to... Ooh, alright, well... This is going to be our opportunity to win here, so we're going to go for it. Alright, sweet. Got game 1. It was certainly a close one. I was surprised with how aggressive he was being too. Alright, so he's got double Pinion Feast, like I said, which is... I guess we probably do want to negate for that reason. Could do the Contradict instead, but I think negate might be better. How good is Defeat? So Defeat kills his Whisper of the Wilds. The weird thing is, was there even like a bunch of stuff he ramped into? I feel like he didn't. He had plenty of mana. I mean, it doesn't mean he doesn't have them, but I do think I went negate. I mean, that one is going to be important. Because like I said, even though we don't have a ton of flyers, we have enough flyers where Pinion Feast is good. I mean, we have Sorcerer, Aven, Double Aven, Summons, Deathfang, which is a fair amount of flyers. Defeat at least kills his Whisper of the Wilds. Is there anything else that we saw? Abzan Sky Captain, but that's not even a very good defeat target. Kills Dunecaster, but it's also kind of an unexciting one. I mean, I could cut Defeat. Anticipate can be really good. Especially if I bring in another counterspell. I think I'm going to cut Defeat for Negate. Although, how many other spells did we see? I mean, maybe I just want to do Contradict. But it can be tough to leave up 5 mana. Might actually be wiser, though. I mean, if it's countering Pinion Feast, anyway, maybe Contradict is the one I want. Although he can be fairly aggressive, but then it's still an argument to not play Negate. Sidisi's Faithful actually looks really good in this match because he's got all the guys with counters. He's got the like stuff that bolsters. So actually, yeah, Sidisi's Faithful is important. We probably cut like a Shambling Goblin for it or something. Although Shambling Goblin seems really good in this match too with the X1s. I've only got a few seconds left. I got to come up with a good cut here. I guess maybe Anticipate. I didn't want to cut Anticipate, but I like everything we've got. Dutiful Attendant's pretty mediocre, but I've got enough creatures exploit-wise where that might be good. All right, I guess I'll cut Anticipate just because I'm out of time and I can't come up with a better cut. I think the Shambling Goblins are actually really good in this match. All right, this hand's a little bit awkward. I think on the draw I keep it, though. I mean, granted, it doesn't do anything until turn 5. Maybe I do mulligan. All right, let's mulligan. I changed my mind. All right, this hand is like tons better. I think we're going to open with the Shambling Goblin. The Typhoid Rat's Death Touch is going to be more useful later, I would say. That's interesting. So our opponent's splashing red for something. I also don't have to use Faithful as a exploit. I can also use it as a blocker for his Quartermasters, which can be very useful. Sorcerer is actually a great draw. Can leave that open too. Not this turn, of course, but at some point. Still think we're going to keep the Faithful in hand, just in case. Like, he's got that, he has that Sunbringer's Touch, so being able to bounce something that's got boosted, like, you know, potentially 5 cards on his next turn just seems really important. Okay, so I think we actually just don't swing here. Leave up the Sorcerer. And I do have to make quick decisions only because I don't have a ton of time. I think I counter pretty much any creature. Well, I can't counter that, so Frontier Siege resolves. And he is just trying to ramp, so I have to presume he's got a creature of some sort. I'm not going to counter Whisper of the Wilds either. Okay, just pass again. Artillerist is definitely going to resolve. Certainly not worth Certainly not worth Silumgar sorcering now. I think we actually block here. This should be interesting. If he attempts to move the counter on the artillerist, I think then I sorcerer in response. Okay. So now I sorcerer, and I sack the goblin. And granted, I mean, this is kind of interesting. I'm trading, I feel as though I'm trading worse cards for better cards right now and ending up with a 2-1 flyer, which seems like it's pretty good for me overall. I mean, I didn't get to counter a creature spell, granted, but I still feel like this is okay for me. Alright, did hit a land, but unfortunately, it's not exactly the land I was hoping for. So I think we're actually just going to get in with the sorcerer, and then we are actually going to play the faithful, because I want to play my Aven and sack the faithful. And even though faithful was supposed to be for bouncing big bolstered guys, I still think this is presumably better. I mean, my Shambling Goblin would have been able to trade with the Artillerist anyway. So that's something to consider, but what my thought was, I would do the Sorcerer, basically get rid of his 2 guys, and then on my turn draw an untapped land and play Aven, which would have been ideal, but not like a huge deal now. I mean, at least we overtook our opponent's clock, so we've got that going for us, but it doesn't mean I can slow down at all. Okay, that's not that big of a deal. Good synergy here, I guess. Okay, so let's see if he does it on the archers, which should actually be okay, because then we could just flatten it and continue assaulting. All right, this is actually okay. I think I actually want to Vulture's Haven first. I want to get multiple flyers before I just kill archers, although maybe I do just flatten now. In case he's got more buff. Alright, let's just... I can't leave up a counterspell anyway for Pinion Feast, so let's just flatten it and get in. I mean, like I said, I could have set up with Vulture's Haven there for another turn, but him being tapped out, I don't want to have to worry about a combat trick and then never be able to get by his 7/4 defender reach or whatever. I mean, this way it's just off the table. He's committed resources to it. I got to bash. Next turn's a pretty good chance we're just going to play Vulture's Haven. Okay, did have the Pinion Feast. But we've got Hand of Silumgar, so it's not like... He's only got 1 card left in his hand, too, so we're not in like an emergency situation yet. I think we are at the point where I pretty much want to play Hand of Silumgar, though. Kind of want that Death Touch. Okay, he has Sky Captain too as his last card. Alright, so he's out of cards, which is good. We've got Contradict, but now I I guess we do actually play Vulturous Haven now with the Sky Captain out. Makes better use of our mana. And it holds back the Sky Captain. So we end up taking a little bit more damage, but we're not in like an emergency situation just yet. All right, Deathfang's a pretty good one. Let's swing with the Vulturous Haven. Let's play the Deathfang. We're gonna take another bash for 4 from the Scavenger. But next turn I can play Hand of Silmagar and leave up Contradict, which, as long as he doesn't draw Opinion Feast here, is a pretty big gain for us. Okay, so take the damage. As long as he doesn't have like a great spell here, we're in pretty good shape. Okay, he does not have a spell, which is great news for us. So now we get to swing with our guys. And then we play Hand of Silmagar here. We get to leave up Contradict. So I think we're just going to take, I mean, we can race a Whisperer. So we just basically have to counter anything that's relevant and trade with a Sandstep Scavenger. We can counter Inspiring Call too, which is pretty nice for us. That's significant enough where I'm going to counter it. All right, Construct is actually really good here. So we swing, and then I play Construct and sack my Aven, and it actually makes him sack his Whisper of the Wilds, which is pretty sick. Kind of good synergy. All right, sweet. We got the match. So that was a good match. Opponent had some good main deck cards against us too, with the double Pinion Feast, and actually had a pretty good deck. So that was a pretty satisfying win. I'm still confused about why he was running so much ramp, like Frontier Siege and Whisper, multiple Whispers. It just, that part didn't really make sense to me, but the rest of the deck seemed pretty good, pretty aggressive. All right, we'll see you in round 2.